Hi everybody, it's Dr. V back here with your weekly reading for what's going on in that karmic situation. So this is for those of you who your divine counterpart is in a karmic situation. Could be a karmic family member, could be a relationship, but this is the energy of what's going on in that situation. Spirit, use me as a clear channel for communication for this message. May the messages that come through be only those that resonate to the highest good of all those concerned. I call upon my angels, guides, higher wisdom, and ancestors to be with me and guide me in this reading. So I wanted to say thank you to all of those of you who have liked, subscribed, commented, shared my videos. I appreciate you so much. Thank you to all of you who have made energy exchange donations and purchased private readings. I just love you guys so much, and I just love doing this work. Thank you all who have been sending love and light and prayers to my family. I just really appreciate it. I might cry right now, but thank you. I really, really treasure that so much, so thank you for that. And if you want to purchase a private reading, all of the information for how to do that will be in the description box below. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the current energies of the karmic situation. So what I'm going to do is pull one card from 3 different decks, and this is the current energies of the situation. Okay, so I'm going to move that up a little bit so I have enough room. The energies of the divine counterpart in the situation. The energies of the karmic person in the situation. And what is ahead. All right, so I hope you can see the cards. This is the energy of the current situation, just what's going on right now. And the first card that came up is the 2 of Candles. So this is the Numinous Tarot by Noel Hempel. Anyway, it'll be it's linked in the description box if you want to get your own deck, if you're interested. But this card is about decision-making, planning, making progress forward. This is working towards something. Yeah, basically just moving towards something, okay? So this is like a collaborative type of energy. It can be feeling this energy of looking forward, taking action to move you forward, you know, really trying to get in that collaborative energy of working together. So it could be that in this karmic situation that things are actually feeling pretty, you know, like they're working toward the same goal. It could be that they are focused on the same thing. They're trying to accomplish something together. That's definitely could be the energy. The next card that came through is the Queen of Pentacles. Now this is definitely some nurturing energy that's coming through. There's definitely some deep thinking that's happening. There is somebody who is really in a deep space of contemplation. Okay, this is someone who values security, who is looking for wisdom, looking for connection. Someone who is definitely trying to keep things together. Somebody, if you look at that, she's like holding, like literally like squeezing, like cradling the pentacle. So this is someone who could be feeling very protective. It could be somebody who's feeling very deeply wounded and heartbroken. Actually, this could be somebody who is feeling maybe a little bit defensive and like they need to protect their you know, this energy. And so, and it could be because of something that has happened in the connection. Okay, so then the card that comes up is in the Les Vampires deck is the card that says that death will come. Okay, so this is, it's funny, it's like, that looks like, is that pomegranate? I don't know. Looks like pomegranate. But this is about mortality. It's about recognizing one's own fragility, that one is finite, that life doesn't last forever, okay? This is like understanding, like, everybody is gonna die, okay? Like, literally, and as for me as an existentialist, like, death doesn't scare me a whole lot. But this is like when people start to understand that they're mortal, that their lives have, you know, that they have a timestamp on their lives, they start to recognize that, you know, people can do one of two things, like get frozen in fear or really decide how they're going to live. Okay, so this is just definitely this understanding that, like, some things will come to an end. Okay, it's like they may be grappling with that, literally their own mortality. That could be that somebody maybe had a health scare or something that happened in the karmic situation, that it is, you know, really forcing them to look at, well, this is what's going on. How do I choose to live? Is this how, like, is how I've been living what I want to, how I want to spend my time? Is this how I want to invest my life? You know, there could be a lot of that energy. But with all of these energies combined, it's like this recognition that, so is that there has been this, you know, with the Two of Candles energy, could be that they have been working together on something. They've been working towards something. And then there's this energy of being protective and feeling like they really need to, you know, I'm almost getting like, you know, marking their territory or really staying, feeling like they have to protect what's theirs, which could be this karmic relationship. And recognizing, you know, and also examining it from the sense of, you know, is this how I want to spend my life? Do I want to spend my life in an energy where I feel like I have to be in defense mode, where I have to protect what's mine, where I have to maybe feel defensive? Do I want to continue living with heartbreak energy? So there's definitely some questioning going on around the connection and what each person is really wanting to bring into, like, how they want to invest and whether they want to continue to invest the way that they have. So there's definitely some intense energies that are happening with that connection right now. So this position is the divine counterpart who's in this situation, and they got the Magician in reverse. So this is a person who is definitely feeling out of harmony, feeling their limitations. They may even be feeling powerless. They may not have a lot of intention or inspiration right now. It's like they're basically feeling out of alignment. They're just feeling like out of balance. They're not feeling stable. It's like they're not necessarily believing in their own power. They may be engaging in like self-doubt, like they don't have, like they're lacking the ability to transform and to shift the situation. They may not be clear about what it is that they want. Okay, they may be like kind of scattered in their energies and their intentions, as they're not being focused in that. They could feel deep sense of shame. They may feel unworthy of what it is that they desire. They may not feel like they have the resources. So basically, they're not feeling very positive. They're just feeling pretty stuck and feeling as though they're in a situation that they don't really have a lot of power to shift. Now, the next card that they pulled is the Moon in reverse. So this is about you know, betrayal, a truth coming to light, someone being suspicious, someone is maybe feeling a lack of faith. They're just feeling like, again, sort of reflecting this magician energy. So it's like the divine counterpart in this karmic situation. It could be that they were the one that did some kind of betrayal, and that betrayal has come to light and they're dealing with the consequences now. It could be that they are just feeling like they're going through some kind of transformational process and just feeling out of control. And again, feeling the sense of like pessimistic. They're just feeling like maybe life just isn't going to work out for them. The next card that they pulled is the Discipline card. And this is someone who is dedicated to their craft. Okay, this is someone who is someone who puts in a lot of time and energy into what they're trying to do. But with these energies here, because they're both in reverse and I'm pulling this one, what I'm getting is that they lack the discipline. Right now, they're not coming into, they're not bringing disciplined energy into the connection because they don't know what they want, and they don't believe in their own power. They're really in this kind of upside down stuck energy, and so they're not bringing the discipline that they need. It's like they're kind of hoping for some kind of quick fix. They want things to just magically improve, and that's not happening, and they're feeling frustrated. And instead of channeling things and their energy into a more productive state, they're really just getting further and further stuck because they're not utilizing any discipline to move things forward. I hope that makes sense. It just feels like they're just really in a stuck space right now. And so what the karmic situation person is bringing in is the Six of Tones. This is like they're understanding that that there's community around them, that they do have resources available, and that they want to be of contribution. Okay, now they're feeling like maybe they have a little bit more. They're maybe healing some of that lack mentality and moving in more into an abundance mindset. This is definitely someone who has been in a state of maybe feeling sorry for themselves, feeling some self-pity, feeling like things were not fair, things were not, going in their favor. And now they're moving into a different energy, which is more of being, instead of being like, why me? But trying to learn lessons and move forward in a more positive energy, maybe having some more compassion for others in that. The next energy that they're bringing in is this Knight of Swords in reverse. So the Knight of Swords in reverse is definitely someone who's trapped in a lot of fear. It's somebody who is feeling a lot of obstacles, opposition, maybe someone who's taking the easy path instead of doing the right thing because it's just easier to take the easy path. Someone who may be not willing to engage in conflict. So I'm getting from this is that maybe there's the karmic person in this situation is just conflict avoidance. So they'll do things and agree to things that they don't necessarily want to do or agree to because it's just easier than having to face the conflict. It's like they want things to move forward, they want things to shift, but they're not ready. They're not really in that space of things being able to shift. Okay, so it's like they want things to happen, but things are just not happening, and they're feeling frustrated. They're feeling some fear. They're maybe avoiding conflict, maybe avoiding having the tough conversations that need to be had. Maybe they're distracting themselves with this energy, kind of going into, well, I'm going to think about others, and I'm going to shift my, away from thinking about me, and I'm going to like distract myself with, other things that are maybe feel important but aren't quite as important, because that's what they're just trying to deal with right now. So it definitely feels like the energy that I'm getting, it definitely feels like there's more energy around avoidance than there is anything else. So it could be somebody that's just literally kind of burying their head in the sand and not looking at things. But then they also bring in this rebellion energy. And it's interesting because I'm noticing that it's 29, 30, 33, and 34 all came out in this deck. So that's very interesting because that doesn't happen often for it to come in that close. So this is literally about somebody who has always done things a certain way. This is the way that things should be done. This is how it has to be, and this is how they maintain a sense of order in their life. They're a person who doesn't like to question the status quo, which is definitely coming through with this Knight of Swords energy in reverse, where it's like they're just not wanting to, they don't want to push back. They don't want to, topple the apple cart. And it's like they need to be. It's like they need to be questioning it. They need to start looking, because if you keep approaching the same issue from the same mindset, then you're never going to change the issue. I think it was Einstein that said you can't solve a problem with the same mentality that created it. And so it's like this person is definitely feeling this sense of restraint. Like they don't feel like they can speak up. It could be culturally, it could be socially, like maybe they feel like they can't speak up, they don't have the right. It could be something along those lines. But it's definitely recognizing that maybe they need to shift that energy. Maybe there's like this inkling of, maybe this isn't working. Maybe it is time for me to push back a little. Maybe I need to stop avoiding the conflict. Maybe I need to step into this, what might be considered like rebellious energy, which is to stop just going along to get along. Remember that one. It's the Knight of Swords in reverse is about taking the easy path instead of doing the right thing. Being a rebel, being what's the word I'm looking for? A maverick, a revolutionary. None of that is easy. It requires you to go against the status quo. It requires you to do things differently. It requires you to really rise up and be in a different space, a different energy. And a lot of people avoid that because it's hard. It's like you don't have, doing that it requires you to speak truth to power. And so this is an invitation for this karmic person to really be able to step up and step into their own power and feel into that and recognize that they don't have to continue just going along because that's what they've always done. So this feels like it's a very new energy. It feels like a very it's like a baby energy that's just brewing in them. Okay, so it could be that they've been feeling some discontent for a while and it's just now starting to come to the surface that they're like, well, maybe I don't have to just continue doing what I've always done. So what's ahead for this is this connection. The Explorer of Tomes is definitely about having moved out of the stage of planning, which is kind of what this one was up here, and moving into execution. So it's someone who is, this energy is, about moving forward, not making hasty decisions, gathering the facts. Okay, so this is somebody who is in a place of having gathered the facts, one or both parties in this situation. Definitely having all the information, is now ready to make a decision and move forward. It's like just sitting and kind of, if you look at this card, it's like just kind of wanting to make sure that, again, like they have their ducks in a row, and recognizing that being patient is actually going to be very good for them. This is about just really understanding that they don't have to jump ahead and make decisions rashly. It's like they can literally, they're understanding what's coming is this. So what I'm getting is just somebody's kind of just gathering facts, just taking this observational space, looking at all the information, looking at the data that's coming, and then plotting and making, really solidifying, and then heading out on whatever path it is that they've chosen. Now, the next card that showed up for the outcome is the Nine of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Cups is about, again, having avoided emotional issues. Okay, so it's like definitely someone who has been avoiding dealing with what could be a very emotional or difficult situation. It's definitely, this card suggests like chaos, disorganization. It's definitely feeling like somebody is needing to get a plan, which is interesting because this is about gathering information and this is about needing to gather information. So what's ahead is definitely more information is needed. It's like there is some something that needs to become more solidified. So what I'm getting, and like literally what I'm seeing right now, is this vision of like somebody seeing through a dirty window. You just can't see the full picture. And so that's why this energy is here, is because they're not quite seeing things as clearly as they could. And so they're kind of recognizing that they need to gather more information before they can move forward on whatever path it is that they're going to go forward with. And this is saying that it's just like there's a lot of chaos and a lot of unclear information present right now, and that is partly why things are not totally clear. So then the next card that comes is the Witness card, and this is like this is literally it's saying like finding, if you look at this, personal evidence to know. So what I'm getting from all of this together is that there is something that is still being obscured in this connection. Some fact is not out on the table. Someone hasn't been completely honest. There's something that hasn't been disclosed, and because of that, this is causing this chaos and disorganization. Somebody who's feeling like blocked emotionally, feeling like an emotional matter is still unresolved, and recognizing the need to gather all the information before they can take those steps forward. This is, to me, this card coming up is saying that someone is going to start to know. Like, there will be evidence, there will be things that will be known. Someone's going to actually bear witness. So it's almost like what I'm seeing is like that window that someone was looking through that was dirty is now clear. It's like now something has happened and it's like cleared the fog, or it's cleared the dirt off the window. Now they're seeing it. It's like they may have heard, like, it may have been like, there may have been things that they were thinking or that they felt or they were sensing, but they're like, well, I don't know, it's just a feeling. It's sort of like that when when your intuition is kicking off on something and you're like, I know that something is happening, I get this feeling, I just have this feeling about something, but then you don't trust it because you're like, well, it's just a feeling, I don't have any evidence to support that. And then you get the evidence and you're like, damn, I wish I would have just listened to my intuition because I didn't need the evidence, I already knew. And that's what happens for a lot of people when they're in their developing, in the beginning stages of developing intuition, is that they don't always just trust that inner knowing. They actually have to have proof. It's like, even though you might suspect something, even though something is showing up for you and you're like, yeah, I think this is what's going on, you still have a tendency to kind of stay in the denial space. Well, this is saying to me that someone's coming out of that, okay? This is saying that someone is going to get the evidence. They're going to know that they know that they know that it's going to go beyond an intuitive issue, an intuitive knowledge, and into actual physical reality. Okay, so that's what's ahead for this connection. It feels like, again, like things in this karmic connection are pretty intense. There's a lot going on, and there is a lot of there's a possibility that some, the House of Cards could come falling down. Anything that hasn't been put out on the table may be coming out now, and people are going to have to deal with that. So so that's the energy for this week for the karmic situation. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue doing karmic readings. I mean, I understand the value, and I understand that it's almost a curiosity thing, but I almost feel like it's, maybe it's not the best way to spend our collective energies here. So let me know your thoughts on that if you have strong feelings about that one way or another. But definitely I am feeling a lot of intensity with whatever, the karmic situation that I'm channeling right now. So please let me know if you have any questions, any comments. I love and to engage with you in the comments, so please feel free to do that. And thanks for being here. As always, it's wonderful to share this space with you and to be in this energy with you. So I hope you're having a great weekend and have a great rest of your week. I'll see you soon. Bye.